Greetings, fellow nerds. Welcome to another MTGA NerdPhil video. We are continuing our Kaldheim preparation. We're looking at decks, archetypes, even individual cards that are probably going to make an impact on the Kaldheim standard when Kaldheim officially hits the arena and paper. And just looking at decks that we think are going to get better. We're on week 2. We're going strong. So if you want to see more videos like that, hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. Hit that alarm bell, whatever helps you find me easier in the future. I think it'll help you out financially too, or think about wildcards you want to save. Check out my other videos. There's the description down below of recent Kaldheim decks I've been playing, so please help me out. I'm trying to get to 200 subs before my birthday, which is mid-Feb, so if you want to be a part of that, just hit that sub button. And I'd like to talk about random stuff in the nerd world, but today we are looking at Azorius Flyers, a deck I have been avoiding for quite some time because it's not in the best of places right now in the current standard. It's got good cards, but it's like just missing a few powerhouses. But are we getting some powerhouses in Kaldheim that have flying? We got the gods, we got some crazy angels, even the demons, but those are in black, so can't play those unfortunately. But we might do an Esper Flyers deck when that comes out. But anyways, this deck's about to take off, and it's like in a decent place. I don't expect to get too many victories right now because again, doesn't have those powerhouses, but it's important to look at what we have now and what we want to work with in the future. So let me show you what we got. We got Glass Casket for the removal, very cheap card, very good at removing things. Hushbringer, bit of a nombo. This might be replaced, but I like the cheap cost. I like the lifelink. Tends to hurt their opponent more just with the current stuff that's in standard right now. Hurting the opponent more and hurting ourselves a little bit is a trade I'm willing to make. Draw Disruption for the flexibility in land. Lofty Denial, very good card in this deck because we're all playing Flyers. Sky Cat Sovereign, which is like the reverse lord because he gets bigger but doesn't buff other people, but he makes little cat birds, which is cute. We got Staggering Insights. Was debating about this card because it's an aura, but I like that it gives like a creature that doesn't have lifelink, and drawing cards, so it's pretty good. Watcher of the Spheres, probably here to stay because it makes cards cheaper, flying cards cheaper, and it gets buffer when we playing flying creatures, so I think this one's here to stay. Banishing Light for the removal, one of my favorite cards. Brazen Bar, probably here to stay. Very good card in general, very flexible. Linvala, more of a sideboard card perhaps, but it's pretty good right now. Legion Angel, I like the aggression on this card, and you've got a constant threat the moment you play one because we have the 3 in our sideboard, so might be here to stay. I'm not sure. I really like it. Baneslayer Angel, definitely a sideboard card, but we're best of 1 here. But very good card in general. We got Thrix. Love this and Isn't Giants. Check that out. It'll help you prepare, I think, for Kaldheim. But it's a card a lot of people don't think about right now, so I like it. I like it a lot. So. But probably going to be replaced because it's on the expensive side. Then we got Mirror's Call, Castle Ardenvale, 6 planes, 2 Castle of Interest, 7 islands, and 2 Fabled Passage for our lands. And didn't want to play more than 2 Fabled Passage. You could probably play 3, but if you're on the low curve, generally, like, I always like to think, okay, if I drew, 3 Fabled Passage and 1 tapped land, how does my deck function? And all of a sudden your curve looks a lot worse than usual. So that's kind of, my line of process. So here, Fabled Passage, great. Turn 1, turn 4 Fabled Passages are great. Any other turn, it could really mess your day up. So haha, I have no non-creatures. I have no non-creatures. All right, we're gonna get a white here for the Legion Angel. Wow, the opponent has a lot of information, but nothing that like we weren't going to like show them anyway, so it's fine. Okay, so they're playing they're playing some version of mill control, so we're going to get on the aggressive side. All right, get milled for 2, no problem. Get milled for 5. We saw that coming. Get milled for a lot more. That's fine. Not a big deal. So I'm gonna play the white here, and I'm gonna just start the Legion Angel power train. Yeah, I mean, it's a threat that the opponent's gonna have to deal with at some point. So I mean, next turn we can even play the Sky Cat and the Watcher of the Spheres. Alright, kind of... We're not, like, in total danger mode. I do have to think about the, Am I willing to take 4 here? Yeah, I can take 4. Doesn't seem too bad. Thrix is pretty good here. But I think I'm going to go with the power play. And that's just getting more flyers out. I mean, this is 8 in the air and a lot more incoming if the opponent doesn't, you know, make a move, so. I mean, yep, that's fine. Does the opponent have something that they can take? Well, the Baneslayer Angel could be a problem. Okay, we're getting milled out fairly quickly, but not unreasonably. Okay, so this tells me that this is a Xerath Sand, so I do have to block here. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the opponent not getting a Xerath Sand. Yep, we're always going to hold back a blocker for the Xerath Sand here. So I think Legion Angel here is good. I think we have this. We are going to beat rogues pretty handedly. And then we're going to hold back for the yep, we're just going to get aggressive. Yep. Azorius Flyers does beat rogues because your flyers are bigger and you have a little bit more wiggle room to kind of make the opponent in a strange position. So, okay, I'll block. I'll bite it. Why not? Just in case. You never know. All right, we beat rogues very handedly. Yeah, Flyers has the advantage on rogues, surprisingly, just because your threats in the air are actually better. So, and the more threats you have, of course, in the air that the opponent can't always deal with, the better. Because if they don't have, like, the Merfolk Chump Block Forever combo going, you're in a solid position. So, that was a pretty, surprisingly, very easy match for us. Again, that's why I think Legion Angel is here to stay. Like, you just saw how powerful it was, how flexible it was. You just always have a big threat. You can even throw one away if need be. It's just, it's hard to say no. So, good hand. Again, Fabled Passage, turn 1, turn 4, great. Any other turn in a low curve deck like ours, very, very bad. So, just something to consider when you, like, chuck in Fabled Passage on Arena. I know Arena Shuffler and Paper Shuffler is a little different because you stack your deck in a way in Paper to where it's like, okay, if I evenly shuffle a certain way or I cut a certain way, the opponent cuts a certain way, I can kind of ensure that, like, I am getting a card I want pretty solidly. So, okay, so this tells me that this is a shock or a cycle deck, so which is fine. We actually have a pretty good hand against that type of deck right now. Get an island here. So I think this is a cycle deck by the decision that he was or sorry, a shock in his hand just by, yeah, that's definitely a mono red deck. So that being said, I have to throw away a creature. And I don't mind throwing away the Hushbringer, actually, because that hurts our deck in this case, and probably hurts our deck more than it hurts the opponent. So if the opponent wants to shock the Hushbringer, I'm cool with that. Yep, here comes the shock. And I could tell that was happening because there's a slight pause after you played a land. If usually it's on default to where you just, like, it zooms through if you have no other options. But in this case, so is this big red? If that is the case, Yeah, you know, let's just get all the removal spells out. The more we get out, the more our big threats like Baneslayer and Grix become harder for the opponent to deal with. So that's probably a good one to get rid of too. That does 4 damage. So, you know, if we had a big Skycat Sovereign, you know. Alright, so we do see the Solemn. So Glass Casket does not hit that, unfortunately, and I don't want to bounce that back. So this is big red. I wish Glass Casket was able to hit it. It'd be really great if it could, but it's just not the case. So here we are. We're probably stuck with 2 dead cards now that I'm thinking about it, which really sucks. Not much I can do about it, unfortunately. If this was a traditional mono red deck, this card would look great, but we are not. So, you know, it is what it is. So they're getting closer to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they need a land, and then their Ugin is good to go. So it's fine. It's not the worst. It's not the best. So I'm gonna play. Okay, so they did have the shock, which I think this is only to an opponent. Yes, it is. So it is unfortunate, but here we are. Mirror's Call actually not bad here. I'm just gonna play the Brazen Borrower while we have it. Oh, why couldn't you be Banishing Lights instead? Okay, so we're gonna end up taking 4. Nothing we can do about it. Unfortunately, we're stuck with 2 dead cards, which honestly might be the reason we lose the game. Let's see what the opponent does here. They clearly have something. Okay, so I am going to play that tapped because we might need to be in Chump Block City, which it's not the worst, it's not the best, but it's better than having 2 Glass Caskets that are doing absolutely nothing right now. It's probably another Shock or a Bone Crusher Giant, just the way he's hovering. Slang Fire. Is that his 3rd one? That's the 2nd one. Okay, so he's drawn pretty well here. I mean, we might die to Solemn Simulacrums. What a sad ending that would be, right? But again, 2 dead cards, not much we can do, right? And they drew another card that they can utilize, which is maybe not. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, Glass Caskets are going to do nothing in this matchup, I believe. So we are going to be a little hosed in that sense. So I'm actually going to do this to create chump blockers. I actually don't want to kill the Solemns because I don't want to give them cards to draw. So yeah, it gives us something to do at least. Okay, Hushbringer actually not bad here. It's actually not bad here. Gaining life, it's actually pretty important right now. So whatever helps us, I'll take it. The opponent clearly has something though, because there is a hovering moment or a stopping point moment. So alright, so he's dealing 4 to our face. So this tells me he has another just straight up removal spell to use. So I mean, we're gonna work with what we have. I don't know what this is. Oh, nice. Very cool. All right. So we do lose that game. Not much we could do. We technically had 5 cards to begin with, I guess, and then just kind of lose to card advantage and you know, stuff like that. So you know, that's sometimes the issue with like Glass Casket, which is why I'm more of a Banishing Light fan. Like the 1 extra mana to hit literally everything in this meta is so important. But it's hard to refuse the Glass Casket because it's just you can always expect some sort of aggro deck, and it hits really good cards. So, again, this hand is rough. It is playable, except we are a turn behind. So, gonna have to really hope for an untapped land for this and to not be behind. And we got a left struck beast, turn 1. Alright, so at least that works. So this will be a good test of how the deck is doing, because we'll be playing against a very standard type deck. Alright, that's pretty good for us, honestly. Okay, we're drawing decently. And we will just, Glass doesn't get better than hitting a left struck beast for a Glass Casket. Next turn we can, Glass Casket, Hushbringer, Glass Casket, hold up a thingamabob. We've got options. Alright, we got 3 Hushbringers. I don't know how necessary that's going to be, but... you know, it doesn't get any better again than hit, because it's not going to hit a questing beast, so might as well just hit the mammoth as well. So next turn, I would like to draw a land, I think. We're kind of on the low end curve here. Okay. Hit him, so he's actually Gruul. So this is a Bone Crusher Giant, 1000%. So technically bought ourselves time, I guess. So I'm gonna set this for white. And then we can either just play the Brazen Bar, get like super aggressive, or we can... okay. Well, that being the case, I'm actually just going to get super aggro here. I actually don't want to bounce the Bone Crusher Giant. Oh wow, that was actually a really good pickup. So, actually, that was huge for us, actually. Because we're going to get a bunch of life and draw an additional card. So Staggering Insight looking really good here. Yep, I like that a lot. Okay. Cool. I think we have this now that we have a second Brazen Bar in our hand. I don't think we'll be in any sort of trouble. And we've got the Staggering Insight, which does help. Now, problem is that Bone Crusher Giant still kills our Brazen Bar, but I did want to get aggressive. I guess it would have been better to put it on the Hushbringer, because it would be harder to kill, but doing more damage and getting more life is very important in this meta. Oh, okay. So, question, can I bounce that if that's technically... oh, wow. That sucks. He plays Shield Breaker. Oop, you know what? Mirror matchups, actually a good card. Okay, I want to try this. Yep, it does work with our own creature. Which is kind of weird, but here we are, nonetheless. Yep, we'll take the damage. This actually worked out super nicely. I guess I don't care about the Bone Crusher, strangely enough. I could be wrong about that completely, but that's just my line of thinking right now. I have to attack each turn, that's fine. Doesn't change much about what I was going to do anyway. So I guess I should have put the Staggering Insight on the Hushbringer, but I don't think it would have made that much of a difference in my opinion. And I say that as he's playing his other Bone Crusher, because he just hovered over my Hushbringer, so could be wrong, but And gaining that 4 life could be pretty key here. Sure. I will take... Okay, who are we going to put it on? It's actually not a bad play from the opponent. Alright. These guys were going to attack anyway, so it's not a big deal. I think we're... It's funny because I actually gained the life from the Crone War, so thank you. So he plays Bone Crusher, but he still loses, I think, because we have a Brazen Bar in our hand to play at flash speed. So I think we're good. Makes sense. He has to do that. And I think he loses. He would have to play a land and a shock. Or a Spike Field Hazard. But other than that, we are good to go. So I think we got this. Yep. Pick 2. Easy peasy. We're gonna beat Gruul, and so we lost to like the kind of non-meta deck, and then we beat the meta decks. Okay, maybe Azorius Flyers is a lot better than I thought. I'm not really sure what happened there, but I'll take the victory. So I feel like that's a good stopping point. You know, again, check out my other videos. If you're still here, not subscribed, haven't liked the video, hit that alarm bell, help me out. You know, and hopefully you can prepare for Kaldheim to the best of your ability. These are just decks I, you know, think about, but you know, if you have any other suggestions, let me know in the comments down below what you think will pop off, what type of deck will pop off, and I'll, you know, give it a shot, and it might be featured on this channel. So it helps me save time too, technically, because I have to play test and build all these decks and think about them, and it actually takes a lot of time. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Up top right now, you are seeing a video of my most recent upload, and then right below that is a video that YouTube thinks you specifically like. So go ahead, check it out, explore their channel. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you for your next NerdPhil.